Hey everyone, welcome back to Origin Stories. And today we have a beautiful Swiftie slash sparkler that we're speaking with named Addie. And I can't wait for you guys to hear her story. So without further ado, welcome Addie. How are you?
Hi, I'm not too bad. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being a part of Origin Stories. I'm so happy that I get to finally connect and see you face to face like this after being on the app and text messaging and all that kind of thing for so long. So I'm so happy that I get to meet you.
Absolutely. It's so much fun when you've been friends with these people on this app for months and then you get to meet face to face. It almost feels a little weird.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? But
A
it's
little
cool
bit.
though. Like it's
It
cool
is
though.
cool.
Like we're real people.
We're real people. We're not just people on a keyboard.
Right. We're real people and we're sharing our stories. So that's great. So the purpose of this series is to dig deep into how you became a Swiftie and when you realized you were a Swiftie and those kinds of things. So do you remember like the first Taylor song that you heard?
I do, but I was not a Swiftie yet. The
Yeah.
first Taylor song I ever knew was Teardrops on My Guitar. I
Nice.
didn't even know who sang it.
Right.
It was very popular on the radio, and I'm 28 for reference, but it was really popular on the radio when I was like 6, 7, 8
Yep.
years of age.
Okay.
But the first song of hers that I knew it was hers was Our Song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that song.
Who doesn't?
I know who doesn't, right?
Who doesn't?
Um
Our roommate, who I call a diet Swiftie, kind of a Swiftie, but not a mega Swiftie. Shout
Swifty
out to
Light.
you, Mike. Shout
Swifty
out to
Light.
you, Mike. You've probably seen him on my pictures on the app. I
Yeah.
don't have I posted a picture of him? I don't know.
I think you have.
I think I have. Um oh God, I forgot what I was saying. What was I
We
saying?
were talking about our song.
Our song. He doesn't like country at all. He is not like the only two songs off that album he likes is Our Song and Place in This World.
Okay.
Not a country fan at all, but even he likes Our Song. I mean,
Yeah.
who doesn't? I
It's
mean,
such a great song. I mean, it's
it's a
super
great song.
I'm a huge fan of Picture to Burn. I
Oh,
love Picture.
oh, who doesn't?
Yeah.
You have to be mentally deranged to not like Picture to Burn.
I agree. I agree. Picture to Burn is a banger and it's just so good. It's so
It's so
fitting.
petty.
It is so
And
petty. But hey, listen, I'm a huge fan of Petty Taylor though.
I love Petty Taylor personally.
I do too, because like no one does it better, and
No one does it better. No,
I
ma'am.
love some Petty Taylor.
Me too.
So when did you like discover that you were in fact like a Swiftie? Like when did it like occur to you? Like, you know what? I am a Swiftie.
Oh man, are we talking like the first time I ever listened to a full album and liked the whole thing, or when you would say like my identity included Swiftie in it?
Yeah, like identity included Swiftie. Like I remember like having this like moment where I was like, I am a Swiftie. Like, and I remember like when the word Swiftie like was made up by like the fandom, and I'm like, I'm one of these. Like I'm a Swiftie. Like, and
That would be in 2012. It was a few months after Red came out,
yeah.
and I heard the song playing on the bus when going from school, and there was not a whole lot of other people singing All Too Well. There was like 3, and I'm like, wait, there's a whole bunch of us
Yeah.
that like Taylor Swift and like this album. Oh my God.
Yes.
I would say that was when Swiftie kind of became in the vocabulary. Like that's when
Nice.
I identified with that group of people. But if you were going to say, the first full album of hers you listened to that you loved, that would have been Fearless, because my best friend, who is no longer my best friend, but at the time she was, gave me her extra copy of Fearless, like the deluxe version, the one that had The Other Side of the Door on it.
Yeah.
And I listened to that all the way through multiple times. Fearless was my favorite song for like 5 years.
Oh yeah.
After that.
I was a white horse girl. Like was
Oh, I couldn't do White Horse because
I was so obsessed with what I see. I'm like a sad song lover. And
I
like,
love sad songs, but the problem with White Horse is the first boyfriend I had, he cheated on me.
uh,
And that was one of the first songs that came on my like cheap MP3 player. And I just can't. It's a beautiful song. Don't get me
yeah.
wrong. It's gorgeous. I do listen sometimes, but it's just not a frequent listen because it still hits a little bit of a sore
Oh,
spot.
definitely. I still cry when I hear Horse. Like when
But it's
I,
beautiful. The songwriting is just mwah,
it's excellent. And
it's
I,
immaculate.
it's immaculate. It like White Horse to me was like the first time like I was like real like when she first came out, I loved our song. I loved Picture to Burn, um, Tim McGraw, like all of
Oh,
those
Tim
things.
McGraw.
Like
Oh,
like of
mm.
course, like it's like this is a beautifully written song. But by the time we got to like Fearless, and when I heard White Horse, just like the construction of the song, I was like, this is a masterclass in writing.
Oh, it's
You,
just mwah.
it's so good. The flip at the end, like, I mean, rear view mirror disappearing now.
Oh, it's just
Mm,
so
it's
good.
it's
It's
so
so
good.
good. Now I want to listen to it, but now is definitely not the time.
Yeah, yeah. No, you've been through a lot lately, for
I've been
sure.
through a lot. I don't. Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
What is a more painful song to listen to? Okay, White Horse or Loss of My Life?
Oh, well, okay. I just talked about this because I feel like White Horse is the baby sister of Loss of My Life. I
Yeah,
feel like
that's
I feel
that's
like
yeah.
I feel like White Horse is the LOML of that time period in her life, and
Yep,
LOML is the adult version of White Horse. So, um,
yep.
like, what's more painful? LOML definitely.
That it just, in my opinion,
It's the saddest.
that and Black Dog are two of her best written songs. I've been saying that since the Tortured Poets Department came out,
Absolutely.
and my opinion has not changed.
Yeah.
It is just, it's immaculate. And you know what? Some people listen to the lyrics, like just the lyrics, and think, I mean, it's good. Like you can tell she's a good writer. Is this like, Shakespearean level writing? I think so.
I
As
think so
someone who
too.
reads a lot of Shakespeare and likes Hamilton,
Yeah.
I think so. And
Absolutely.
you know what? I can't say that extends to every song on the Torture Poets Department. And I'm a Torture Poets girly.
Yeah. I do.
Big Torture Poets girly.
Me too.
Have been since it came out, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
But there is just something about the song. It's like raw, and it's
It's so.
primal, and it
Oh
it
yeah.
puts the feelings in words that you wouldn't even think there would be words that could describe
I
how that
agree.
feels.
I agree. And it's also her inflection in the words. It's how she sings the words in
Yes,
LOML.
yes.
It's like, it's when she
It's just
says, our field
oh,
of dreams
it's
engulfed in
engulfed in
fire.
fire. Oh,
I
it's
just
just
got, look, I just got chills. I can't even think about it. Like, I just got goosebumps thinking,
insane.
yeah, like it's how she says it. It's the sadness in the music. It's the sparsity in the music.
Oh,
It's like
it's just
it's
so
everything.
it's gut wrenching in the most painful way, and I'm gonna cry. But I'm gonna cry. I
I'm gonna
I
cry
bawl like
too
a
now.
baby when the song comes on. That's the reason. Like, it's a very frequent listen. I don't listen to it as frequently as I used to, just because it is so painful at this time in my life.
Yeah.
Because, and here's the thing: loss of my life can extend to so many areas. It is not
Oh
just
yeah.
romantic relationships that shit
No.
extends to.
No,
Like,
definitely
I
not.
feel it a lot now as someone who is freshly bereaved.
Yeah.
And as someone who has lost a child, like,
Yeah.
it extends to that too, in just this very raw and authentic way. And you wouldn't think that there could be words that could describe those feelings, but she does it so well.
Does it so well.
It just,
That
oh,
that song, like, let me tell you something. Okay, so since we're talking about tortured poets and grieving, um, like every time that Taylor comes out with an album, I'm like, I know it's going to meet me like where I am. You know what I mean? I'm like, somehow it's going to connect to my life. Okay. And it has happened every single time in like spectacular fashion through every single album. But when she announced Tortured Poets Department, I was going through so much shit. I was grieving my grandmother. I was dealing with so much stress and so much like heartbreak, and all of the stuff with the app. I was, having to switch developers, and being ripped off by the last developer, and like losing tons of money, and like all of this kind of thing, that I was worried. I was like, this is going to be the first album that I can't relate to, because all of these problems that I'm having are so wildly, um they're so dramatic, and they're so different. Like, one is like being betrayed by like a developer, and grieving my grandmother, and then uh we our family pet died, like all these kinds of things that are like, hurricanes. I mean, I'm like, what is going to how am I going to relate to this? Okay. And damned if, when I listened to that album the first time, I was like, she's done it again. Somehow, The Smallest Man That Ever Lived reminds me of is my song to the development company that ripped me off, and like basically ghosted me, and I had to like steal my app back. Thank God, with the help of Joseph, our new developer. But like LOML, it
It's
encompassed
just
all of the grief that I was feeling, all the loss of my grandmother, of my just frustration in general, of sadness, of reflecting, just, like, so many things. Uh, um, but Daddy, I Love Him was like, became like a song to me that was like about going through all this hard times, and all this, and then like getting the like freedom, and like winning, you know what I mean? Like, just like recovering it, and like saying like, screw everyone, I'm doing this anyway. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm still in shock at how much that album,
yeah, me too.
like,
I still can't believe that the same girl who wrote 22 and created basically what's Shakespeare on a vinyl. I
I know
mean,
it is
that's literally what I can
incredible.
do. I can't think of any other writer who
No,
does it so well.
so well.
It just it's
Well,
like
and
Shakespeare wrote it. It's like Shakespeare rose up out of the grave
yeah,
and came and gave us all this beautiful music.
it's like reincarnated. She's been
Yeah,
like
yeah,
reincarnated into Taylor. Like, I am endlessly fascinated by how her music meets me where I am. And then
me too.
when my dad died, I was in Miami at the Eras tours, when I found out that my dad had suddenly died. And I listened to LOML and How Did It End on constant repeat, like just constant repeat for months. And I will tell you that the bridge of How Did It End, when she's like, say it once again with
It was
feeling,
feeling
how
how
the
the
death
death
rattle,
rattle
with
breathing.
how she changes
Oh,
her intonation, and at every word in that is so
it's just
powerful.
so
It's so
good.
powerful. And I was, it really, it summed up everything that I was feeling, and
Yep.
helps me process. Same with the Black Dog. The Black Dog is
Oh,
absolutely incredible.
oh,
Chef's Kiss. I know it's your favorite. And like
oh,
on the app,
mm,
your
mm,
handle, I'm gonna put it up on here so everyone can find you, is Esoteric Joke. And
yeah.
I'm like, oh, she loves this line. And
Oh, it's my favorite. It's my favorite line from the entire album. It
it's
is my absolute favorite.
it's such an incredible it's such an incredible lyric, and it's such an interesting thought to have, like, was this all just a bit, was this all
Was
just
it for fun? Was it for
yeah,
like shits and giggles?
right,
Like
like,
a
was
more
it just,
eloquent way of saying that.
yeah, was this just truly an esoteric joke? Like, it's absolutely stunning. The
Oh,
build up
it's
of
just
that song, oh my
mm,
god, it's super great. And when my grandmother died, um this was before like Tortured Poets came out. But the song that, well, there's two. Marjorie, of course. Like,
Oh, I can't. I can't.
I don't recommend it until until you feel strong enough to do it. But I had, like, I swear to you, like an out of body experience. My fiance took me to the Eras tour right when I got back to Florida, right after my grandmother passed, and I had been up there for like weeks with her for the last weeks of her life and getting things ready afterwards. And I was in such a bad state. And he was like, "Well, if anything can make, there's one thing in this world that can like bring a spark of joy into your life, and that one thing is Taylor Swift." So we went to the Tampa show, and let me tell you, the Marjorie song, I was literally laying on the floor. Like, I could not even stand. And I I mean, I basically picked myself up off the ground, and then all these Swifties were like hugging me, and like just the surrounding, it was so incredible, and I was such a mess. Oh my god. But
Oh, yeah,
it
I have
was
not I have not even tried to listen to Margaret,
no,
really anything from that album because
no,
it's just too painful, but
it's
I'm
too
also
painful.
and it's very fresh. My
Oh yeah,
grandmother passed on the 16th,
yeah,
and I didn't find out until the 17th because that guy
yeah.
kept that information a secret. And
So I'm
let me
so
just
sorry.
thank you. And I had that same experience at the Eras tour with less people crowding me, but my surprise song was "Cold as You,"
Oh my god.
and different than loss, but a loss in a different way because I had been divorced a few years prior to that, and it was a very nasty divorce
Yeah.
filled with a lot of abuse and ways that I'm not going to describe here because this is family friendly. But
But
oh
it's
my,
you were in,
I literally I was on the floor crying and sobbing, and I couldn't, and I still can't. Cold as You is a mwah. It's
it,
the LOML of that album
yes,
in
I
my
agree.
opinion.
I agree.
And it's just it's painful for me to listen to now as a person who's about to be remarried, but it is just some of those songs bring out the raw in a very painful and vulnerable way. And
Absolutely.
some days I am not at a place where I can meet her there
Right.
because
Oh yeah, no.
I have to be in a secret garden in my mind
Yes, which
in
is my
those
other
moments.
favorite song on Tortured Poets. I love the song. I
That is
mean,
not my favorite song. I'm not going to lie. The Sacred Gardens in my mind is the one part of the song that I relate
I
to. So I listen just for that.
I love that song. I love Chloe, Sam, Sophia, or Marcus also. I think that song is
It's okay. It's not my favorite, but I feel like there are so many other Swifties who are more of a Swiftie than me because y'all love every song. I do not love every song of Taylor's. I would be a liar
oh
if I sat here and told
oh,
you
I
I
don't
did.
love every song of Taylor's. There's a
Oh, I
tons of
don't.
songs I don't love of Taylor's. And that's fine. I mean, like, I think it's impossible to love every song. You know what I mean?
It
Like,
is. There's
and
a bit off Torture Poets. I still think Torture Poets is my favorite album. There are
oh,
still some songs with that album that I don't love.
I don't love
I just
Robin.
don't. Robin is meh. It's okay. Peter is okay.
Oh,
Not my favorite.
I love Peter.
Mostly because it's painful.
Yeah, it's a
Mostly
painful song, but I
because
love it.
my dad is kind of non-existent and my dad is kind of the Peter, like,
Okay.
of that
Okay.
song. So, I mean, it's not that I don't love the songs. Sometimes they're just too raw and too vulnerable,
Yeah.
and I can't meet her there.
Right.
And I that's the great thing about her music is wherever you are, there's a song of hers that'll meet you where you're at.
Yeah, without question. And then sometimes it will surprise you what song ends up being that song, because when my grandmother passed, the song that like reminded me of, I don't know, like it just, I kept obsessively listening to it, and I never would have linked this song to like my grandmother's passing, but it was Right Where You Left Me. I could not stop listening
Oh,
to this
oh,
song.
girl.
Yeah,
Mm.
like, and I just listened to it like constantly, because what happened was like the Right Where You Left Me ended up like I'm gonna start crying. Oh my god.
Oh,
I
yeah,
started.
I'm with you. Yep.
Sorry.
Oh,
I'm a crier, as everyone should know me now.
yeah, me too. I'm with you.
But the Right Where You Left Me was her house where I had just where she had just died, and I was there when she passed. And I didn't even think to put that song on. Like, it just came on. Um, and I sat there like, yeah, I will be here forever. Like, I will always, I'll forever just be sitting here right where you left me, you know? And I could not stop listening to that song.
Oh, I'm with you.
And
My I didn't make the connection till just now either, but my grandma, one of the things that we loved to do together was go to restaurants, and there's a restaurant in Florida. You've probably been to Bob Evans at some point.
yeah.
It was her favorite restaurant. It is my
Oh,
favorite restaurant still.
oh,
Everybody else wanted to go to Bob Evans to celebrate her life, and I I can't do
no,
it because I
can't
would
do it.
literally be still at the
Dust
restaurant.
collecting in your pinned up hair. Trust me, girl. I know. I
I
know.
can't do it.
I know. It's too hard. So yeah,
Can't
and
do
it's like it's wild. Like I wasn't like I don't even know how right where you left me. Like how it even came on. Like I wasn't even like in that phase. You know what I mean? And it just popped on, and I like honestly, I just sat there like. This is my song now, like for my grandma, like this is it. It's right where you left me, Marjorie. And like it's wild. I mean,
it.
it's wild how like they can just circle and the meanings for you change throughout your life. You know what I mean? Like I like here's the other thing, like, but Daddy, I Love Him Now is like me and my mom's song because of like all of the shit that she's watched me go through these last, this last 2 years. And it's like at the end it has like that sweet release of just like everything's gonna be fine, you know what I mean? And now everyone loves him, and we told the whole world to go like f itself, you know. um and we like that's like our song now that means so much to us. We've had so many like special moments with that song, and it's super great. But it's wild, like you just never know like how the songs are going to change in your life, and how the person that you attach to them, or the event or the incident, how that changes with you as you live, you know what I mean? And it's pretty wild. So let me ask you this, because I are you a Swiftie that listens to like, can you like mix up the eras, like have a playlist of all the different songs, or do you listen to things like if you're in like a Red era, you only listen to Red, and then you move to another era and then listen to that, and then like keeps like recycling them like that, like rotating the
in
eras?
in full transparency, I'm never just listening to Taylor, like just Taylor. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty rare that you'll find me just listening to Taylor.
Right.
I have all of her albums mixed in with the rest of my music.
Okay.
And the things that are not re-recordings for her, I still have the original albums, which don't shoot me, but
I'm not gonna shoot you.
I can't. I
There's
can't
no
let
violence
go
here.
of Debut and Reputation. I gotta have them, especially now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But if I do, like if I am in the mood to only listen to Taylor, then I usually, because I have Apple Music, I
Yeah.
usually just go to artist and
Yep.
then I shuffle everything.
Okay.
Now, I have ADHD.
So
I
do I.
can get fixated on a specific song.
Oh yeah, me too.
This happens a lot with LOML, Cold as You, the times that I do want to listen to it. Betty. I'm on a
Ooh,
big Betty binge for some
nice.
reason.
Okay.
Uh, it's usually not that I wanna listen to just one era, it's usually that I get fixated on a song because of where I am.
Yeah, that's
So
I feel like
for example, when me and my fiancé were going through that really rough patch several months ago, and I thought that was the end of us,
yeah.
I was binging LOML and My Boy Breaks My Favorite Toys.
Oh
Like,
God.
and it just I couldn't, that's where I was. It's what I needed. Like I needed the words and I also needed the power behind the words
Yes.
and the music and the composition. It just that song specifically has gotten me through a lot. And I do mean like
That's
I would not have survived all of that
that
without
song
Lamelo
is
because there is not an equivalent.
to
There
My
is
Boy
no
Breaks
equivalent.
His Favorite
White
Toys.
Horse is great. Cold as You is great. It does not.
I
It is.
agree.
It is. It does not convey the same message as Element. Because I mean, White Horse is just about being cheated on, but my fiance's never cheated on me, nor would
Right.
he ever.
Right.
LOML is so much more than
Oh
just
yeah.
betrayal. It's pain, it's suffering. Like
it's grieving,
it's
loss,
grief, it's loss, it's
reflection.
suffering,
Yeah.
reflection, it's
It's being lied
what could
to.
I have done differently?
Yep.
And then carrying the guilt, like the big thing is like carrying that guilt with you.
Yep, absolutely. And just looking back and seeing like all the duping that was going on, and like just the disappointment, and like the happy times, and dancing phantoms on the terrace.
Oh my God. Are they secondhand
embarrassed?
Oh, the whole song of
it's
masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece. Like it's a masterpiece on every level. The first time I heard the dancing phantoms on the terrace line, I was like,
my jaw hit the floor. I don't think you understand.
Oh, I do, because I was laid out, girl.
I was like this.
Out. Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh Lord. God. I'm gonna need a stronger drink here in a minute. Like that's what I was thinking. Like, oh my God.
Well, we're supposed to have booze.
Like, oh my God. I'm gonna like need to reevaluate my
life choices,
life just in general, because of this song. And same with My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. That last part, oh
my God.
All the broken parts. You told me I'm better off, but I'm not.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. And let's just get one thing straight. Sure. After almost a year of loving the Torture Poets Department for all that it is, I still don't know if I should shake my ass or cry to Down Bad.
Well, it's both, I think. I find myself see, that song is so bewildering in a lot of ways, because
it's like you don't know if you should cry or twerk. Yeah. I feel like I should do both.
Yeah, it's like it's such a like it's such a paradox in itself. It's such a oxymoron in the beat versus what's being said.
I know, it's just so like, heartbreaking, but you're like, I kind of want to shake my ass to this.
I think she made it for like working out in the gym, like she said. You know what I mean? It's so groovy. It's so
weird.
It's so weird.
It's weird, and I love it.
I love it too, because it also like the way it makes you feel with like the sounds and the words makes you sort of feel like you're. It makes you a little confused, and you're like, maybe it's not that bad. Like maybe it's not as bad as I'm making it out to be. Well, I think it's like the whole metaphor of the whole thing, where she felt like she was like being abducted by aliens.
Like, exactly. It's confusing because you don't know what's happening.
Yeah, like you don't know what's going on in the song. You're like, why is the sounds like this, but the words are so bad? Why, like not bad, but like so heartbreaking? Why am I so like obsessed with the sounds that are like the sonic landscape of this, but the words are crushing me. They're crushing me. But I feel like that's how she felt in that relationship. Like it sounded great.
Just so
it looked good, but everything was shitty. You know what I mean? Like I think it makes you feel that same way, and
it does. It's just such, like you said, an oxymoron. It's like it contradicts itself.
Totally. It's a total contradiction.
Gut-wrenching, crushing words, but I kind of want to shake my ass to it.
But you're like, it's so depressing. But like she also did that in I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Like
that's true. That's an oxymoron too.
Yeah, it's like it's just like.
Although with that, it's kind of like it's not a sad song. You're just like, well, we've all got shit. It's nothing but shit out here. We're all depressed. People are dying, and we're having pregnancy losses, which is just gut wrenching, and all this horrible stuff. But I mean, I'm still going on. It's still, I'm still working towards something.
Yep. And
so there's joy in just be functioning, I guess, is the only way I can describe it.
Yeah. It's just in living. And she's just sort of saying, all this shit was going on, but I had to hide it from you guys. You guys would never know. Like, and that's why I'm great at what I do, because I am out here like looking like there's not a thing in the world bothering me. And when I get off the stage, I'm probably just collapsing and crying for hours, you
I
know?
don't know how she goes through this 3.5 hour set list of just the most gut wrenching songs known to mankind.
Um,
And not, you could never tell. You could never tell. The only time where I've been able to tell she was hurting is when she did You're Losing Me and How Did It End mashup.
oh yeah.
Oh, she was hurting and I
Yeah,
could
that
see
was
it.
rough. Well, and I could tell that something was a little weird in when I saw her at the Tampa show. Like, and she had just switched out Invisible String for the one. You know, like it's like I think her and Joe had
Wait,
just,
Invisible String was part of the set list?
yeah, but her and
Oh,
Joe
okay, I
broke
didn't
up
know
and
that.
she took it out and put in the one instead. And you
Oh
could
boy.
tell during that part that something was, you could just tell on her face a little bit, but like not I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, she was still hiding it very, very well, but you could just tell. And honestly, like that kind of switch up is pretty dramatic. Like Invisible String for the one, you're like, oh, something's amiss here. And I can't remember if they had just broken up, because again, I was in the throes of like deep grief that I it's all kind of blurry to me. But yeah, the other thing that amazes me is like when I went to see her, like the next day I like slept all day. Like it took like all of my energy.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
me too.
how is she
Me
doing
too.
this again right now? Like I haven't even gotten up yet. Like I'm like aching and like everything hurts. And I just stood here and sang. I mean, I cried a lot, but like, and screamed all the lyrics, but like it was such an emotional roller coaster for me that I was like wiped out for a day. You know what I mean?
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
how is she doing this?
All Too Well had me. And
Oh,
at the time that I went to my show, I had only been with my fiance for about a year. And I got with my fiance not long after my divorce and leaving my abusive ex-husband.
yeah.
And she
Snaps
had,
for leaving and getting out of that, though.
yes, if you don't think you can do it, you can do it. To
You
anyone
can
out
do
here
it,
who might
girls,
be
guys,
in
anyone.
a relationship that you don't think you want to be in and you don't think it serves you, it probably don't. You can do
Yep.
it. You can do hard things.
You can do
But
it,
you can do hard things.
but
Yes,
do it
ma'am.
safely.
You can do it
Just,
safely.
yeah.
And
Seek
I
advice.
remember she had the 10-minute version All Too Well. And it was just that moment of, and you call me up again just to break me like a promise, because my ex was a narcissist. And I don't use that word lightly. I think the
Oh,
word is overused.
I
But
dated.
that is something that they do a lot, is
Yes.
they come back and they harass you more and they take more and they make promises that you
Yep.
know they're not going to keep, and you want to believe them because they're attracted to good-natured people who
Yep.
believe in forgiveness.
Yep. They're
Not
attracted
unlike,
to they're attracted to empaths.
yep.
Which, yeah.
And I heard it, and I started sobbing. Like,
Oh yeah.
it just, I couldn't do it. I still have a little bit of a hard time with All Too Well. That's the reason that you don't see me quote it too often, because it is one of those songs where it's painful still for me,
Absolutely.
5+ years after the fact.
Oh yeah. I mean,
And I can't.
I dated a narcissistic sociopath,
Yeah.
and I don't use that word lightly. And All Too Well is very much their games that they play. You know, it's a mind tricking when you have to when she's chanting, no, I was there, it was rare. Like she's going back through it, like I was there, this did
Because they
happen, I'm not
gaslight
crazy.
the shit out of you.
Yeah, it's
They
totally
make you
gaslight.
they make you question if that actually happened or if it's all in your head.
Right.
And in my case, his big thing was, well, it didn't happen like that.
Oh right.
So
Yeah.
it was that he would acknowledge that it happened, but he would twist the way it actually
Exactly.
happened.
That's very common
And he
for them.
made me feel like I was nuts.
Oh
And
yeah.
I still feel like I'm nuts. I'm
You're
still
not.
in recovery years later, and
Yeah.
my therapist told me something that'll stay with me forever, and it's that recovery from an abusive relationship will last your entire life. You will
Yep.
never be completely healed. You are always going to carry it with you.
Well, you will carry it. And I will just say this as a person that has gone through that and has, a lot of therapy behind me because of it. You do view it in a different way after a while. You do end up viewing it as a like, you like first of all, here's what happens. Like I can, and I swear this is a fact. Like I can walk into a room of strangers and I can identify who has this issue right now. Like I can feel it. You know what I mean? Like it's something you are. It's like a certain energy now. I don't know how to describe it other than that, but like you
I
are.
know what you mean because
You
I have similar. Now I will say I have closed myself off a lot to being willing to receive the emotions of others because I spent so long taking people's emotions as my
yeah
own and feeling
yeah
responsible for them, and that does nothing but drain you.
yeah. It
Like
doesn't. But like
obviously if I like for example, if I meet someone who is in the middle of a divorce, I hurt for them
right.
because there is not many things in this life more painful than divorce.
Yeah.
And I didn't leave my ex-husband not loving him. I still loved my ex-husband when I left. I only left because it then went from psychological and emotional abuse to threats on my life.
Right.
And therefore indirect threats to my children's lives who were one like 14 months and 5 months at the time. And while you do learn to carry it and it becomes less directly,
You.
it you know what I mean? Like you have it and it's up here and it's like buried in those boxes in the back of
Uh
your head,
huh. Yeah. Well, and
but
you
you'll
like
still think of it in every decision you make
absolutely
from there
without
on out.
question. They change you in a way that you are very, very
Careful.
careful. And like and what I'm trying to say by I can like sense these people, it's like you're so, like I'm so aware like of certain even like mannerisms like are
Yeah,
so
I know
like
what you mean.
that I don't know like it having gone through that and having to like put back together your brain when you realize like, oh, I'm not the insane one. The one that's crazy is you know what I mean? Uh that whole process, I don't know, just gives me these like sensors that like ding, like I just random, like I can just tell, you know what I mean? And I don't,
Yeah, I have the same experience. The
yeah,
only difference in my case being that I've gotten to a point where, like I said, I'm selective with who I let myself be vulnerable to because the more of people's emotions you feel responsible for, like the more vulnerable you are. And vulnerability in and of itself is not a bad thing. But when you constantly live in a state of feeling like you have to be responsible for the emotions of other
right.
people and
No, it's
being
hard.
open to receiving those, all it does is make you a target. And,
Yeah.
maybe this is a fault. And if it is, please tell me that and I will work on it. But
Yeah.
I've just not yet reached the point where I can be open and accepting to managing people's emotions because I'm doing good to manage my own,
Yeah.
much,
Well, no,
much less.
listen, you're in the phase I would describe as like self-preservation mode. You know what I mean? Where you're still going through a lot of like the healing. And here's the other thing, like when you go through something else traumatic, like the death of your grandmother that you're experiencing right now, it brings up other emotions. It brings up other things
Yeah.
from the past, like processing and all of that. So everything just kind of gets swirled together. And you know, I I will say that like my experience with that person, it crushed me for a long. It really messed with me, but I'm stronger because of it. I'm very aware of this type of person now, and like it could never happen to me again. But like it's funny because a lot of the thing that I was going through with the developer that was a fraud, it made me relive like feeling so duped by that other person. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah, they are. That's the word I couldn't think of. Like you'll see it in others, and then you'll feel like there's just this copycat version of that
Yeah.
person just walking around
Yep. Yes.
and doing the same damage as the other person. Like, it's astonishing the amount of narcissistic people we got walking around. And I think that's why the word gets overused, because now people are identifying it and people are talking about it. But the thing is, not everyone you don't like is a narc. Like,
no.
and an even smaller number of them are sociopathic.
Right.
In my case, he was psychopathic.
Yeah,
he had less of the impulsive and more of the very cold-hearted,
it's horrible.
calculated choices to you know.
And we're not talking about narcissists that like to stare at themselves in the mirror. Like, that's not what we're talking about.
And they're very rarely like that.
Yeah, they're like
very rarely.
Yeah, like it's
grandiose. Like, grandiosity is certainly part of it, but I would say a vast majority of narcissistic people they're so oh god, what's the word I'm looking for? Preoccupied with preserving themselves. Which is something that I have to look out for in myself, like not always thinking someone's out to harm me.
Yeah. They're into like preserving what people think about them and how they are perceived by others, but not really like, does my hair look good today? Not that kind of narcissist. Like, and anyway, like Dear John is a perfect example of dealing with
God, we can't. Oh, good God, you're gonna kill me.
Dear John is the like.
Oh, I can't do Dear John.
I can't. It's textbook. This is what a narcissist does. And I'm so happy she got out of that. I'm so happy for
it. Is just heartbreaking, and I relate because I was also sexually assaulted as a kid, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that song gives major I was victimized as a kid.
Yeah. Well,
I had nothing. Like, I was 19. I was 19, and you went. It was my girlhood. My girlhood was mine first.
Mine first. Like, you deceived me, you duped me, you like got me caught in your twisted games,
your twisted web of lies.
Your twisted web of lies, like the whole thing. It's a tragedy. It's grooming. It's all of these things that are horrible. And
I still can't do Dear John. Oh, I can't.
And would have, could have, should have. I mean, they're both
would have, could have, should have. I can listen to. Dear John is. I'm not going to say it's a better song. It conveys it better than would have, could have, should have. Because the best line of would have, could have, should have was "Give me back my girlhood. It was mine first." And I relate to that as someone who has endured sexual abuse by multiple people, but specifically experiencing it as a little girl who did not deserve it. Dear John that conveys it in a way that no other song like hers does. And I don't ever think she'll write a song like it again.
Well, let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. Would have, could have, should have to me just reminds me of like years, like the years later thinking of like how this is still affecting me. The memories are weapons. Like, that to me is so reminiscent of looking back and still having these having to fight with these emotions and head games years later because if I could go back and change it now, I would have never went and danced with the devil. If you had known that they were that way and you had known what to look for, you would have never been in that position to begin with. So Dear John is like this is actively happening to me. I'm actively being abused in the worst way that one can be abused. And then would have, could have, should have is like now I have all of this damage that the abuse has caused me, and I don't know that I'll ever recover from it. And I wish you left me wondering, I wish you would have just left me wondering.
Just so awful. In some ways, LOML is, it's amazing. Dear John is more painful, I think, just because she was 19.
I know.
19 years old.
19.
And not only that, it brings awareness to how many, and you know what? Men get assaulted too. You know, boys get assaulted too.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
but a 19-year-old little girl was taken advantage of by a 30-year-old man?
Yeah.
Like 31, just
It's disgusting.
a disgusting, abysmal. And then the fact that he retaliated and wrote paper dolls.
Oh, I know.
What?
And
Because she called you out for sexually abusing her? What the? Oh, good God.
and just tormenting her, like just mentally, you know.
And then she had
playing on-
to sit with that.
Yeah, and the it's horrible, and you know, my thing is that, when I can't imagine, like when I was like 33 or something, I can't imagine like meeting somebody that's 19 and being like, this is something that's that's should be explored. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, what do you have in common with
Yeah.
this person? Like, like there's no way that this makes any sense, and it's predatory. Like, it's like you're taking advantage of this person's
You
youth.
don't think at the age of, you don't think at that age that there's truly evil people out there. And I don't use that term lightly.
Right.
There is evil. There's evil out there, folks. And here's the thing is they wear the same t-shirt as you and I.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
bleed the same color red. They do
know.
not walk around with neon signs on their forehead.
No, they should, but they don't. And that's
They should be
scary
legally
part.
required to, but
Yeah, I know. But yeah, and it's
but
scary. It's like and it's fascinating that here we are sitting here talking about Taylor, and all of these subjects have come up, which just goes to show again, like the immense emotional catalog that is attached to her body of work, which is so honest. Like, she didn't have to write Dear John. She didn't have to like tell the world that this happened. She didn't have to elaborate on it years later.
but she did it because she knew the immense benefit
totally
that it would give to others.
Absolutely.
To have something to go to.
Absolutely.
If you don't have friends, if you don't have family,
yes.
If no one believes you, and as someone who was not believed, I can tell you that you carry that shit with you forever.
Forever.
Just having someone, she doesn't even know I exist, but just to have this person who doesn't even know I exist write a song, and it feels like she wrote it for us specifically, like as individuals.
Yep.
Just to have someone say that they believe you.
Yes.
And to have this song that says, in essence, I believe you.
Yes.
Like over and over.
Yes. And not only that, but that he was wrong. That he is the one that's wrong. You know what I mean? The person that is going after and grooming a child or a young teen is the wrong one in the story, period. That she is not guilty of anything. You know what I mean? I think that's
she was 19 years old.
And she was it was like a predatory situation. Like she's innocent of that. And that is I think one of the strongest things that she has portrayed in those songs, is that it was wrong, and it is wrong. And it's not the child's fault. Do you know what I mean? Ever.
It's not, and it conveys it so well. And I think another song that conveys that so well is Perfectly Good Heart.
Oh yeah.
That's another one. Again, I don't listen to it too often. In general, I don't listen to debut that often anymore. It's no longer my go-to. But when I do, if I do, just because I'm in the mood, if I need that kind of, like innocent, raw language.
Yeah.
Perfectly Good Heart does it pretty well. And the only way that a 16-year-old should never have to relate to this type of to these words at all.
Right.
I mean, certainly not Dear John levels of.
I know, my God. Oh, so heartbreaking.
It's awful.
It is awful. What are you currently listening to the most? Is it Tortured Poets?
Actually, no. Right now, it's Fearless
Oh,
because
nice. Good.
I just watched the Eras tour again,
Oh,
uh,
yay.
and that's my favorite part of the Eras tour is the
Oh,
Fearless era.
can you believe that she wrote Mr. Perfectly Fine and left it as a vault?
I'm so mad when I heard Miss Perfectly Fine, and I didn't know about the re-recordings until like a few years after because I kind of took a Taylor break after I left my ex
Yeah,
just because I wasn't there yet. Like I wasn't ready for it. Like I had
I understand.
no pun intended, but when I did start re-listening and I heard the Mr. Perfectly Fine, I'm like, why the fuck was this not included on the
Seriously.
original?
Like, how is this a vault track? I mean, come on.
I mean, come
It's
on,
so good.
it's so good.
It's
I
so
felt
good.
I felt like a little 16-year-old again
Me too. I was
listening
like,
to the Fearless re-recording.
oh, it's so
The
good.
Way I Loved You is still one of my favorites off that album.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's just so good. It's just
It
so
is so
good.
good. They're all so good.
It's so
I
good.
I I have gotten back into my Midnight's obsession mixed with Tortured Poets, which is
Oh,
it's a really cool combo to explore because it's just like wow. The picture seems a lot clearer when
a
you
little bit.
yeah, when you listen to those two kind of together. So that's where my headspace has been recently. So one of my next questions I wanted to ask you is what like how has Taylor's music and the Swiftie community positively affected your life?
Well, and the first and foremost, the way that it's mostly influenced is because I don't have a whole lot of friends. I have a very small circle, and most of my friends live in other states.
Okay.
So just having this group of mostly women, but some men too,
Yep.
out there who, without even having to say it, they're just, I see you. We have this in common. I probably know that they're a safe person to go to when I need a listening ear or I just need someone to say, I see you and I get it.
Absolutely.
And you're safe here. That's the biggest thing is safety. I have never, let me just say this. This is a very ugly world we live in.
Yeah.
I felt safer at the Eras tour than I'd ever felt at any point
Oh, I know.
in my life. There is no safer group of people to be with than a bunch of Swifties.
I
I'll say that.
agree. I totally agree. And I think that, us trying to just spread love and joy and, support and all the things that I feel like are lacking in the world currently right now. Like, I think it's really important that we use our voices to spread love, understanding, support, empathy, joy, unabashed, like celebration of whatever you're into with applause. You know what I mean? I think that, there's so much negativity. There's so
Hate.
much hate. There's so many things that are just so
It's just so gross. Like there's no other word that I can use to
yeah,
describe
it's just
though
gross.
this
Toxic.
nasty world we live in just besides gross.
Yeah,
It's just
toxic and
gross.
yeah, I agree. So now if you had to pick like your top 5 albums.
Oh, good. Get someone to ask me this impossible question.
I know, but like just like right now, they're not like a
Oh,
forever. Like like your top 5 albums right now, like just in this phase of your life, not not overall, because I think that's a
again,
impossible.
an impossible question. But
Yeah.
if I have to pick, if you're gonna put a metaphorical gun to my head and make me pick, okay,
Yeah.
Torture Poets,
Okay.
number one. Um, Evermore.
Oh yeah, everyone's such a
And
banger.
that's not even my favorite album of hers, just right now.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's hitting a little different right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of hits different, Midnights, but
Yeah. Yeah.
only the Till Dawn
Yep.
edition.
I agree.
Uh oh god, I only have two more out of her immaculate discography. Um huh,
Of right
um
now, of like just timestamp right now of your life, not forever.
uh this is hard.
Yeah.
Reputation,
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
and I'll put Fearless at the end right there.
Nice. So with Reputation, I cannot
Only
wait.
because I'm feeling a little petty and a little mad.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I cannot wait for Reputation's Vault.
Mm,
And
it's gonna be immaculate.
I hope it's like 50 songs. I hope it's like
Oh, it's gonna be so good. That's why our queen keeps pushing it out more and more. Because
yes.
I have a theory, and I
Okay.
know you've seen a million, that she's planned on a release like 4 or 5 times at this point.
Yeah.
And I think it's because she keeps adding new vault tracks.
Oh my God. Now I'm gonna lose sleep over that statement.
I do. That's what I think. I think it's gonna be like a very long vault list, and I think it's going to be because she only has 2 re-recordings left, and I don't think she has too many songs from her debut era left. To be honest, I don't think she has too many. So I think most of her vault tracks are going to be on Reputation, and therefore I think it's just going to be like this very large group of vault tracks.
I also think she's like, first of all, there's nothing in the world that I would want more than like a 100th track vault for Reputation. But I also think that I think it's the one that people want the most. And so she keeps like, I think it's going to be the last one. I think she's going to do debut.
She's going to do debut first. I'm willing to bet you money. I will bet you $5 right here. Okay. She will release debut first.
Oh, absolutely. Well, then we don't like. Okay,
it's not really a bet, but
yeah, it's not really a bet. But we'll exchange $5 with each other. That I think she's gonna do debut and then Reputation, but I actually think that she's going to have her new album come out before either one of those two.
See, I would think that, but she has a pattern at this point.
But you know what? I think
but she could know that, and she could break that pattern.
Yeah. I mean, she broke the pattern with like Folklore and Evermore.
Oh, yes, she did.
Months apart. And I think like after the eras, I think she's kind of like, I'm just gonna do whatever now. I don't know. But then here's the other thing. The other half of me, like I'm in like a conundrum with myself, because like the other half of me like studies the official Taylor Swift calendar like it's the Rosetta Stone, and National Butterflies Day is highlighted, and so is National Snake Day. They're the only two that are highlighted national holidays. So one is March 16th, I believe, and one is July 16th or 17th. I can't remember. So I think like she's going to announce Reputation on National Snake Day, and then we're going to get something else on National Butterfly Day, which is not that far away from now.
When is National Snake Day?
Hold on, let me get to my calendar. Hold on. I think it's July 16th, but hold on. Let me just bring this. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So
wait, is it the Midnight's calendar?
Yeah, it's the official.
Oh shit, I have the same one. Let me get mine.
Okay. Yeah, the official.
Wait, let me see yours. Show me yours. Oh, yeah, I have the exact same one. I got it for Christmas. Yeah. I haven't even looked at it yet.
What?
I haven't even looked at the calendar yet.
Yeah, well, look at it, because National Butterfly Day is March 14th.
Oh my! You want to know what? You know what? My ex's birthday is March 14th.
My grandmother passed on March 13th.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Well, and yours too. And then July we have National Snake Day. And like,
what day is that? July what?
It's July 16th.
Oh, okay.
So now
my son's birthday is July 30th.
Why are these the only two, like? Oh, and then also we have National White Wine Day.
Oh my God, I love that. I got excited about the March 14th thing because I thought you had said that was National Snake Day.
No.
How appropriate would that have been?
It would be super appropriate.
He is far from a fucking butterfly. Let me just say that.
Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with here. Because like, you know, like everything that's in blue on here is like either her brother's birthday or parents' birthday. Like she puts certain things on here, and I'm like, White Wine Day, Butterfly Day, and Snake.
Is there anything on October 15th? I'm just curious.
October 15th. Let me get there. No.
Damn, that's my birthday.
Nope.
One could hope.
Oh, and we have National Cat Day.
When's that?
That is October 29th.
That's my aunt's birthday.
Aww.
Love that. And she, funnily enough, she has a cat sanctuary.
Oh, she does?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Well, tell her that it's National Cat Day.
I'll tell her that. I'll send her this video and tell her that.
Definitely. And I'll post it so you can copy it and do whatever. But yeah, so like I really feel like those are the days that
she's gonna let like an what's the word for like a collection of videos? What's the word I'm looking for? Montage. She's gonna release like a montage of her cats on National Cat Day, I bet you.
She probably will. She has her cat's birthdays on here also, but like release date wise, I feel like it's one of these blue days, that's one of these national days, something's gonna happen. I mean, it could just be me and whatever, but
Snake Day in green.
The Snake Day is in blue, just like the it's in blue, just okay. Like hold on, let me just double check though. Hold on.
Because if it was in green or black, whoo.
Actually, hold on. It's actually not in the same color as the other ones. Oh my God, we're making discoveries. It's actually in green.
Oh my God.
And National Butterfly
I'm calling it now. Reputation's coming on National Snake Day.
Yeah,
Show them it's in green. Show them it's in green.
All right, hold on. Let me show you National Butterfly Day in blue first, right? So do you see how that's blue?
Love it. And that's on March 14th?
Yep, March 14th. And then, you guys.
Oh my God.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, no.
There you go.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm calling it now. Oh, yeah. Yep. We're getting debut on March 14th. I'm calling it now.
Yeah. March 14th.
If I am wrong, I will put on a 2-piece bathing suit and post photos.
I think we're onto something though.
On the app. Okay, if I am wrong. Not a bikini. I won't torture your eyes that much.
Oh, honey, do whatever you want.
But I'll wear the 2-piece bathing suit if I'm wrong.
I mean, I've been studying this, and you're the one that discovered this in 2 different color inks. So congrats.
See, I'm calling it now. And we are getting debut on March 14th, and we are getting Reputation on July 16th.
And then it goes back to like National Cat Day is back to blue.
New album? Because that's near the midnights, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think that it's just the Reputation one is green. National Snake Day.
I'm still gonna say debut is March 14th.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna say it. I think that's gonna be debut, and I think July 16th is gonna be Reputation.
Oh yeah, I definitely think Reputation's coming July 16th. National White Wine Day is in orange though, which is weird because
the Long Lost Karma album, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Karma Truthers are gonna be. Like,
now, was that supposed to be the
video? And she had Karma written on the wall, and people were like, "Oh, she's still gonna do Karma." And I don't like there was like other leaks and things.
Wait, how do we know that Karma was not like the song Karma was not already written by that point and just had never been shared? Like, is it possible that it wasn't an album and it was just in reference to that song? Again, I am not like a mega Swiftie, so educate me here.
So, well, she might have had the idea because I mean, God knows there have been enough things that she could pull from that song, but that song has a lot of Scott Bruschetta and Scooter Braun influence in it, and so I think that she hadn't gone through like the re-record situation yet, where that the Karma song is heavily like focused on her doing her re-records, and Karma is a bitch because look what I keep my side of the street clean. You don't even know what that means. Like, she's staying in her lane. She's doing her stuff. She also mentioned Spider Boy, which is like Scott Bruschetta, Scooter Braun. Um, my my pennies, Major
Neil
Crown.
Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, like all of the money you've made off of me has made you who you are. Like, my work has made you
Like,
who you
my
are.
work made you famous.
Yeah.
My work gave you your fat pocketbook.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And you're trying to like keep it from me. So like, she might have had the idea for Karma in a different format prior to all of that happening, but I don't think that full song like that, because none of that had happened yet. So
Well, maybe they're right then. Like,
I would
maybe it
I
was
would
an
think
album.
I would think that Karma would have been more in reference to, at that time period, if she was writing an album called Karma. I think it would be in um heavy influence from the Snakegate, Kim Kardashian, Kanye West kind of like Karma angle than the Scott Bruschetta, Scooter Braun thing. So, I mean,
That makes more sense because I don't know like the actual timeline of when it happened. I didn't even know that it happened because, like I said, I took kind of a Taylor break.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that he had attempted to steal her music and that she was going to do re-records until like a year or two after the Red re-recording came out.
Yeah, like, it was crazy. Like, she wanted to buy them, and he basically ended up selling them to her like nemesis, who is Scooter Braun.
Scooter Braun, yeah.
Yeah.
That I know.
Yeah. So,
but I've seen like the Man music because people are like, you gotta go watch it. There's like Easter eggs everywhere, and I'm
yeah.
like, I certainly saw it like with the albums and stuff.
Well,
But I saw
see,
Karma, and I'm like, is it a little bit of a stretch to think that that was another album? Like, it could have just been her putting it there. Like,
true. But then why would she put it there with all the names of all the other albums? I mean, it is an interesting
but wasn't
thing
it like in big font? Like the albums were written on the sides, kind of, and then Karma was like at the top.
It was the biggest graffiti writing one. You know what I mean?
I see where they're getting at, but again, maybe this is just my autism. Like, maybe I'm just dumb, but
and hold on, it was in Ready for It, not the Man video. Was it? I think it was in both. Wasn't it in both?
I don't know. I don't really do music videos. I only watch The Man because people told me to watch The Man.
I think it's in both, because I think in Ready for It, it's also on a wall in graffiti, and then in The Man, or no, he's peeing on the wall, right?
Yeah.
Never mind. But I think
No, he is peeing on the wall because gross men.
Yeah. So gross. Anyway, I don't know. I think that maybe the vault for Reputation is going to be whatever she was doing for the Karma. Like, they're like revenge songs. Like, they're karma, like from the everything
maybe.
after.
Anything's possible with Taylor. I could be wrong. Karma could be its own album. It could be a reference to the song. Because I mean, keep in mind that when we get word of the news, we get it way after it actually happens.
Definitely.
So I mean, even though like the stuff that happened to create the song Karma,
right,
that could have happened like way before.
Yeah.
Like around the time that she wrote the Lover album. Like, I mean,
and honestly, like, she could.
and I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, just because when the media gives us information, they don't give it right away because they don't even know about it right away.
Right.
Like,
I agree. And the other thing is, like, there's been many people that you could insert in the Karma song that would still work out with in regards to Taylor, you know what I mean? Like Kanye, Kim Kardashian. I mean, there's a lot of people that have like tried to, do some ill will to her, and she has won in the end. So all I know is that I am so excited for Reputation's Vault, because it's going to be so spicy. It's going to be ferocious, and it's going to be, I hope all of the, oh my God, I hope the pettiness that we love, and the anger, and like like, this is what you did, but look at me, like, rise above it and reclaim the snake and reclaim everything. I mean, she has to. I think that she is going to release it on. Now, here's the other thing. Okay, I have ADHD also, and so I'm getting like rapid fire thoughts right now that are
Me too.
like,
Oh my god, I gotta flip.
like
Okay.
I'm getting like ricochet through the
Hello.
brain thoughts. So remember in Lover, in You Need to Calm Down, in the video, like the snake is snaking and then it poops into like a bunch of butterflies.
Oh yeah,
And
I
then like
remember that.
she has the snake with like exploding butterflies on her back as a tattoo in the video. So now I'm wondering, we have Butterfly Day and Snake Day highlighted on the calendar. Like, I wonder if she's going to announce Reputation on National Butterfly Day, and then it actually hits the market, like it's available on Snake Day.
Oh, you might be onto something, bitch. No.
And if that's the
Oh
case,
my god.
we only have 15 days to prepare for this.
I might
If
be
that's the
on a cruise. I won't have internet.
Oh my god.
Not fair.
Will you be able
Oh,
to text? Because I'll text you.
I have a WhatsApp, and I think I'll have like kind of internet, and I can use WhatsApp. We'll try it. We'll
And
try it.
you can if you can do that, then you can be on Sparkx Fly and we can just keep you updated, right?
Oh
I don't know, because now
my god, the
I'm
connection I
actually
just
starting
thought
to
of.
sweat.
I just thought of something. Okay, back to the karma thing. What if karma was never written about Scooter Braun and it was written about Kanye West?
That's what I'm saying.
My
Yeah.
pennies made your crown. Like, yes, her pennies literally made Scooter
Well,
Braun's crown and
see,
Scott Portetta's crown.
yeah.
But what if it was about Kanye West this whole time? Because without that VMA incident, Kanye West would have never blown up.
Well, he would have. He was actually a big artist. Like he definitely would have. He just keeps inserting himself into Taylor's life. They were
Well,
both
that's what I
already
mean.
they
Like,
were both already famous. Like that's why the
I think it was a publicity stunt for him personally.
definitely.
I think he was losing a fan base and he did it because he wanted his name to get out there, even if it wasn't in a pretty way.
And I think it was very Kim motivated also.
Yeah, me too.
Ew.
Oh, I'm with you.
Ugh.
100%. I am so excited now. We have uncovered so much in this hour and 13 minutes.
Hour 13 minutes. 13.
Is this the longest one you've done of these?
Yes, it is. You're the second one that we've done. So you're the second.
I'm so sorry. I've run my mouth so much.
No, look, girl, I can talk forever about Taylor. As
Listen,
we can
we can
see
keep
here.
talking. My kids are napping. I'm good.
But yeah, I mean, now I'm like freaking out that we may have uncovered something huge.
Wait, I'm just had shits and giggles. Go to her website, go to the Reputation merch, and see what font all of that is like written in. I think it's in white, but I can't remember.
Right now, it
Yeah,
is. I thought that
because
it was.
now I'm just wondering if there's all these places where this font's in different colors, and I'm just not even
Hold on.
noticing it. Hang on, I'm gonna go look at my Tortured Poets globe. I'm curious.
Well, what would the Tortured Poets Globe have to?
Well, there's stuff in the bottom of the globe that I've never looked at.
Oh, ooh.
Like, I'm pretty sure my brother bought it for me for Christmas. But at the bottom, like at the bottom of the desk, I believe there's stuff at the bottom of the desk.
What happened right now? Something weird just happened.
What happened?
Oh.
I literally keep forgetting I'm on the phone right now.
She changed her website.
Ma'am? Show me! Show me, ma'am.
Look, she has the archives now. What is this?
What? Uh, ah! What are we uncovering here? Oh, oh my god.
I don't know, but hold on. Let me wait. Hold on. I feel like I just saw something that I've never seen.
Oh shit. Okay, we're
Hold
gonna
on,
fall out
hold
of
on,
bed.
hold on.
Oh my god, we're gonna fall out of bed. Okay.
I'm
Nope.
flipping out.
Hang on. Just like
Now why?
Jesus.
Hold on. Wow, she's changed this all around.
Okay. I know you're looking at my ceiling right now. I'm sorry. I'm on my tablet. I want to see what you're seeing.
No, she hasn't put up any new Reputation stuff. Where did you
Ma'am,
go?
and I love you. It's ruining my life. What is?
Did you die dead right now? I'm just looking at your ceiling.
Yes, I am died. I'm sorry, I died dead. I am still here though.
What was your what was All Too Well your favorite moment? Is that what you said earlier? What was your
No,
favorite? What was your favorite or Fearless? Fearless was your favorite part of
at the Eras tour or the
yeah,
Reputation tour?
Eras tour.
Fearless.
Fearless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Either that, like if Nobody No Crime had been on the set list, that would have been my favorite.
Oh my
because
God.
I love me a Petty song.
Yeah, that song is great.
Awesome.
I love that song too. It's super great. Is there anything else that you want? Because I can't figure out how to get to where you are, but is there anything else that you want anyone in the Swiftyverse or on Sparkx Fly or the Sparklers to know or learn about you that we haven't dug into? Because we've done a pretty thorough origin story here.
At this point, it's not much of an origin story, but more about finding Easter eggs we didn't know existed.
Yeah,
I could do this all day. I could do this all day.
We did find. I think we're onto something with the linking of the butterfly to the snake,
and in different fonts.
We just in the different colors.
I'm telling you, that's going somewhere.
Something's going on.
But to answer your question, not really much else. I'm kind of an open book. You can kind of ask me anything. But I guess what I want people to take from the many hard topics we've discussed is that you can do anything, even if it's hard, even if it crushes your soul into a million little pieces. You can still do hard things. And if anyone tells you you can't, they can suck a fat one.
Snaps, claps, and bracelet takes to you.
Mm-hmm. Amen. What is this next to the 13th Street station? I can't tell what it is. It's driving me nuts.
I don't know, but I'm going to have to look when we get offline because I have to eat lunch.
Yeah, I need to do the same. Otherwise, I'm just going to forget to eat and then I'm going to pass out because pots.
Oh, you have pots? I didn't know that.
I do have pots, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Luckily, mine is not the most severe.
Yeah.
And it usually stays in check as long as I eat and don't stand up or sit down too quickly.
Yeah. But I knew somebody with pots that they the standing up and sitting down, like they would collapse a lot.
Yeah, that happened to me. It went for like a 6-month period, and then I realized that I could keep it to a minimum if I like sat down really slowly and got up really slowly. And then if I am mindful about where I position my eyes when I'm looking somewhere.
Okay.
That helps.
That does help. All right. Well, I'm gonna eat lunch, and it is
I'm doing the same thing.
The greatest pleasure ever, and I can't wait to talk to you more. And have a great time on your cruise. I'll keep you updated in case anything outrageous happens.
Oh my God! Just watch her drop it while I'm on a damn boat in the middle of the freaking ocean.
You're gonna like grab a lifeboat and just be like rowing back to
rowing back to shore. I need to get home fast, and the ship's gonna get me home.
But you know what? It is a Swiftie cruise that you're going on, so maybe they'll understand and just reroute the boat back to dock because all
no one's like. Unfortunately, nobody's like joined that group. I tried. No. It's a tiny boat. It's like there's like 2,000. Like it's a very small boat. But I mean, hey, if you want to go on a cruise that has another Swiftie on it, I posted it on my app profile.
Awesome. I will. So everyone go look if they want to be. If they're taking out of Florida, right?
Yeah, Port of Tampa.
Yeah, Port of Tampa, guys, and girls, and yeah, so like it was super great. And when we do the breakdown of Black Dog, I want you to join us for our.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I'm there. Just
Okay.
when and where. When and
Okay,
where.
so we'll wait till after you get back from your cruise.
Yes, sounds good to me.
Okay,
Just
so
let me know when.
all right, so I'm gonna do my send off. Do you want to do peace, love, and Swifties forever with me? Do you know how to do it?
No, but I will.
Yeah, we'll do it right now. Let's go. Peace, peace. Oh, I messed up. Love. Oh, there's balloons everywhere. And oh yeah, Swifties, but you only have one arm available. So love.
So,
What do I don't know. We're
other side. You gotta go to the other side.
one?
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
There it is.
love. Yeah, and Swifties forever. Mwah! So bye, everybody. Is your story the next story that will be sent through the Swiftyverse? Leave a comment below if you'd like it to be featured. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then leave a comment and follow the link in the description to submit your story. Until next time, see you in the Swiftyverse.